Yes, sir.
Someone can respond. My mouse.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. The previous discussion, we discussed about the HTTP response status codes, especially when client sending a request to the server will respond. If there is any error between this communication, in general, by having some identity number 200, that number is there, 200, 301, 400, 404 and 505. These are all the numbers. It's normally used in the HTTP response message. If the response message comes like the 200, means the 200 actually talks about this one, it's okay. 301 moved permanently. 400, 401, normally we used to get it to access some of the web server. If it is not found, if there is any problem in a page error, sometimes it will give this 404 error. HTTP version not supported. In the sense, the browser currently which we are having, sometimes we used to get the message that please update your browser application. It may say that if the old version of browser, if it is available, if we are using, the response actually given by the server can understand only by the latest updated versions of the browser application. So if there is a mismatch, then problem is that yes, HTTP version cannot be understand for 1.1, but the browser also should be compatible to handle the 1.1 version of the HTTP protocol informations. So that's the idea. Then I gave some information about how the server client can access. Just a minute. The telnet to your favorite web server, I told you to all of you to look into this. You can give you even for the same link also you can give it. Telnet gaia.cs.umass.edu. If you give this one, you can get the access TCP connection to our port. The same thing you can access to our amrita.edu also. Using the your if it is asking for username, password and all, you may try with our VPN connectivity, the Wi-Fi connection, username, password. Through that you can access that. There is a command is called a get. Already we discussed, get HTTP request. So there are commands available in the command line itself. We can after log into the telnet, then we will have a connectivity to the server. Once it is done, we can access to the specific command. Through this command, we can get the information. You please explore this. Type in a get HTTP request. So specifically, we are asking, we need a data in a get command to this particular path. This path is currently we are pointing about in this particular web server. That's the meaning. We already got a connection through the telnet application through the port number 80. Already we got connectivity establishment with the server. Okay. Inside a server, in a web server, there are provisions. Some of the documents which we can share to the public. So that type of shared information only we are accessing here. It doesn't mean that what all the contents are available, everything we can access. No, we can't. Generally, we can't do that. But the hackers, ethical hackers or unethical hackers, whoever, they know how to hack it and they can go into that. So some of the other accessible folders, everything we can do this. But it's not that much easy. Just I'm giving idea. So here they gave only the slash crows and raws interactive index.php. This is the page which we want directly slash http slash 1.1. This is the host is this one. So by typing this, we can get the response from the server side. So what I'm conveying here is that to talk with the server, only the browser can communicate, need not to be. If you are okay, what information you want from the server, by typing using the get command, we can directly get that information. That's it. So for this, the knowledge base of the HTTP request and the response method, this we must be aware of this. So based on, I think the request method already I've shown earlier. Okay. According to that template, if we give a request, the system can understand this is a request message, which already we discussed. The get slash index HTML this host of this one. If we type like that, then automatically the third line is actually the user agent who is communicating this message. The first two lines we can directly, anyone can use this command, then directly we can get a response. That's the point which we are discussing now. Yeah. Now, another important thing which we are going to discuss is called user server state. User server state. A user, a server, both might have discussed about some transaction of for a request, there was a response. If a client has accessed or met or requested something to the server earlier, by that time, the server might have given some response after doing some of the preliminary process. Based on that preliminary process, because already the client and server at least once they have communicated something. If that communication information is clearly available, with that it's called the reference. Yeah, already I have communicated, I know about you. So I need not to check every time about you, who you are, from where you are calling, like that. Every time we need not to do that. So if we reduce that to RCT, I'm sorry, please hold on. sorry. The user server state cookies. So to reduce the RTT, round trip time RTT, every time the connectionless, stateless, and all those things which we already discussed. So to ensure the client and server has the meaningful communication, if already they have made a successful communication at least once, then the server will recognize and server will give some meaningful information about that's called cookies. You must be aware that the cookies is a very good logic, but it can be used for a multi-purpose. Nowadays, whenever you access the websites, they used to in the bottom side of the page you can get a message that you please enable the cookies. The meaning of the cookies is that. So by enabling that, the conversation between the client and server, what happened? So it may be registered in somewhere. So the server can access that information also. Based on that, not only that cookies, sometimes the other cookies, other websites and all, no, it may be available in our repository of a local system. Based on that, happening so. So this is the overview, but technically how it is being implemented, we will discuss about. So many websites use the cookies for 4 components will be there in the cookies. Cookie header, header line of the HTTP response message, cookie header line in the next HTTP request message. Actually, I will demonstrate this here, then I'll come back here to give a explanation. Yeah. Example here, the Susan always access internet from PC. Visit specific e-commerce site for a first time. When initial HTTP request arrives at site, the site creates unique ID. Site means the website. Entry in backend database for ID. So it will create a unique ID for a system to access that particular page. So that transaction will happen like this. So after discussion, this simulation, then we'll go back. So eBay is a website is used here to the client wants to access that eBay e-commerce page. By the client is accessing the eBay website. The usual HTTP request message through a Firefox or Chrome or any other Edge, Microsoft Edge browser, which is sending a request to the server. The server is receiving. The server is being maintained by the Amazon. The web server I was talking about. Web server. There are application server. Application server means we cannot access that server through a web application. That should be a standalone system. Like normally how the ATM machines are working. ATM machine will have an application which is pre-installed on the computer. That is also a computer. So that pre-installed application will connect with the backend server, not through a HTTP protocol. So it will have its own communication protocol, because HTTP means all the communication happens between client and server will follow the HTTP based, and it may have some issues which can be easily traceable. So for a secure communication, they used to follow the application based server. Here, Amazon server creates, the server is creating ID because it's 1678 for the user. Now one user is coming. He's calling from that particular so and so IP address. That IP address, from there the request is coming. Based on the client information, if it is not there available on the server database earlier, it will create a new user ID, assume 1678, entry, create the entry, and backend database it will maintain. Once after that, the usual HTTP response. So the server is normally will respond back to the client what actually the client want. The server will respond. That's called client server. In addition to this, there is some backend operation is happening. The backend operation is nothing but here. This operation. Backend database will maintain. There was a user 1678. That user is actually coming from called from so and so location. All these things are specific to that computer. From where the client is accessing, from which computer, where they got a constant IP address. If I'm having an IP address, now I'm accessing, taking this session from my home. The service provider's IP address is almost will be fixed. All our transactions will happen through that IP address only. From that IP address, we can easily trace that a person who is communicating, he is located in which geographical point. There are some databases. We can easily identify that. So the usual request when it is given, because assuming that it is a fixed location, it is not like in a we are moving from one location to the another location on the mobile, not like that. So for that, the ID is created, then server will respond with the set cookie. It will initialize in a backend some module also will come set cookie. In the cookie, it will respond like 1678. Okay, this is the IP address. Whenever the usual HTTP request message, when the next request is going from the same system, if somebody wants to access that, with the earlier preset value of 1678, that also will come. That also will be sent combinedly with the regular request by the client plus this 1678 will go to the server. Then server can understand by getting 1678, okay, it will access, yes, he was the person who already discussed, who communicated with the server, some sort of the transaction, what happened, everything may be there in this location. So why I'm saying is that this is very important. Some of the time, when we are ordering some online order through Amazon, sometimes we might have ordered earlier, for example, some mobile phone cover or something, say our mobile phone. The model may be in a Samsung something. So that was our first transaction. So the second transaction, when we do for searching something else, that time, which was not ordered or which is something relevant to the a Samsung mobile phone or anything related to that, that may come as a pop-up message. Or sometimes it will be added in our website page saying that, yes, you are having a Samsung mobile phone. You need to, if you want to add any new app, which is something related to or any other new product which was not purchased by us, yes, some tampered glass or some cover or any other accessories related to that, headphone, earphones, many things. All these products will come up. So it is like the technology which is available here in a cookies, which is actually going to give the information about to the server, a person who is the client who is contacting, what type of conversation was made by the system earlier. So based on that, we used to get it, the comments. So these are all very, very important in the business logic for the e-commerce company. So, but the problem is that what we do, what are the things we are searching, everything. If we, in general, people, many of the people, they may like it. The reason is, I don't know which is highly opted for my requirement. If the system itself, it is optimized results it's being given, that may be good. We may feel that some of the users, they may like that, but some users, they won't want that. So that's the reason there are some apps are available, or we can clear the cookies very frequently. What transaction we have made, if we clear it, that ID which was received by from the server, no, the 1678, which is being retained in our client system, if we delete that, then the server cannot understand who am I. So every time I may look like the new user like this. So this is the point which actually we want to. This is also the client server module. It's an extension version of the client module. So after 1 week, the same, the usual request message and the usual HTTP response. Every time when we are accessing what we have done in earlier, everything will be retained over there. So in addition to that, there is these are all the backend process. Without knowing what is happening, the user may not be having information. Yes, we are being watched through some means. So this is the way how things are happening. But the certain laws, as per the business logic, things are all these things are acceptable. And some of the pages, especially in Amazon and Flipkart, there is a provision. You can see here some heart symbol, something like that. So if you see that, it means we wished it's in a wish list. If we give it in a wish list, that also will be helpful for the that e-commerce company. Okay, these many products you are interested, then you will get a lot of pop-ups related to this. So these things are actually it's a little bit older. So now all you people are enjoying all this facility, but we must be aware how it works, how it is being created. If you want to make any novelty or innovation on the work, no, without knowing what is currently existing, we can't do that. Yes. So the cookies. So the cookies can be used in the multiple purpose. It's called for authorization purpose, shopping carts, for recommendations, the user session state. It will give the what is the current session information that can be, the cookies can be used. How to keep the state, the protocol endpoints. Protocols endpoints maintain the state at sender and receiver over multiple transactions. So which already I have explained. So one transaction from client to server, from server to client, like n number of transactions, whatever we have done in how many times, if the cookies is being maintained without deleting, so all these informations will be retained in the server. So HTTP messages normally it will carry the state, what is the current state and all this. But yeah, this is aside. Cookies and privacy. Cookies permit the sites to learn a lot about you. This is very important. You may supply name and email to the sites. So our name, our email information, some of the previously stored history information on our browser, everything they may access that. So we must be very much cautious and careful on this. So when you develop applications. Okay. So this is the one type of cookies, which is installed on our system. Not installed. Installed in the sense the server will respond with the cookie information ID. It will be stored in our system. If you go and see in our system, there will be the bigger names. The cookie information will be available. You can search it in the our local system. That can be deleted whenever periodically for a weekly once or monthly once. There are some apps are available, CC Cleaner or many tools are there. We can remove that. Yeah. Another thing is called web cache. It can be called as a cache or cache memory or something like that. Cache memory is in the sense which is available inside a microprocessor. It's called a cache purpose. Web cache, it's proxy server. Goal of this, now we are going to talk about another cache information. To satisfy the client request without involving origin server. Satisfy the client request without involving the originated server. A client wants something from the server, but all the information which is received from the server, we need not to access to the server every time. Instead, some proxy server we can keep it. Yeah, so we are going to talk about that. The user sets browser, HTTP request sent, the response came through the proxy server. So the proxy server will make a copy of the content what we are accessing from the server. So this server will retain certain part of the message. So when the next request is coming from to the server, so if the same information is available in the local proxy server, the response will be initiated from the same system. So that's the idea. Every time any clients in this, assume that we are inside a college, the college network. One student wants to access their one particular university website, say they are downloading some material from there. Okay. If the same information is to the same website or some university, he wants to get to some other resources. If the already available informations are available in the same local, the response will be initiated to this client from this local system. This is very important. So for that, the proxy server can be used. So this is the idea of a proxy server. Okay. More about the web caching. Just a minute. Cache act as both the client and server. The server and original requesting client, the client to the original server. So the cache, the intermediate node, the proxy which I was talking about, that is actually acting as the cache, which is named as the client server, which is doing both operation of the client and server. You see here, there is a request. For the request, the system is actually responding. It is communicating. It is request. It is temporarily storing the information on the server. From the server, it is sending a request to the another originated server, original server. From here, the initiation will be done. In that perspective, if you see, this is acting as a client. It is sending. Request will come. That will be kept inside the proxy server. It will act as a server back because the response will be initiated from this proxy server only. That's the way. So that's the meaning of server for a original requesting client and client for a origin server. Yes, that's the thing which I have explained. Typically, the cache is installed by ISP. Already I told university, either company or residential ISP. Why web cache? Which will reduce the response time for a client request. This is true. This algorithm, this logic was created, which will reduce the response time, reduce the traffic on an institution's access link. Inside a institution, now if you take in our college campus, around 4,000 students are staying inside campus. Just will imagine the same network. If the people are accessing the Amazon during the evening time, people may start requesting many things, online ordering many things. So to reduce the trafficking, at least the 30-40% or 20% of level trafficking can be reduced by doing this type of caching. So internet dense with the cache enables the poor content providers to effectively deliver content. So it's a file sharing. For the file sharing, it is very important. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Some of the examples. I will explain here. The average object size is equal to 100K bits. You just will imagine. Average object size. Object means from client. Somebody wants to get data. average size is equal to 100K. Average request rate from browser to the origin server is 15 requests per second. So 15 requests means 15 into 100K. That's why it's equal to 1.5 Mbps. Average data rate to the browsers, because 15 requests means we can say that 15 members simultaneously they want read data. So what is the requirement? The average data rate to the browser is 1.5 Mbps. RTT from institutional router to any origin server, 2 seconds. Say, what is RTT? This is the institutional network now from our college. In our lab, we are accessing Assume like that. So we are having 1 Gbps LAN connectivity, connect through the system, and this 1.4 Mbps now it was calculated from here. RTT means what? From the system, the server is available. It is sending a request, and it is whether the system is available or not to check it. Then it has to handshake. It has to get a response. That transaction, that's called initial level of RTT. It's 2 seconds. So access link, and this is 1.54 Mbps. The access link rate is equal to, this is access link rate. Access link rate in the sense, the channel rate now R, which already we discussed now, L by R ratio. R rate is equal to 1.4 Mbps. The consequences. So here it's given the LAN utilization is equal to 15%. Inside a college campus, the LAN, that utilization 15%. Access link utilization is 99%. Access link means what? This is that. So the LAN facility available inside, how much duration actually it is being utilized? Because all the clients, they want to access from the data from the remote location only, not the content available inside our college campus. So that's the reason normally our college intranet websites are available. If everybody start accessing that intranet repository, then the load can be reduced. So this is the point which is mentioned. Everybody wants to access the outside server. So what will happen? The channel will be fully occupied. Then that's why it's called 99%. The total delay, how much we can expect? The internet delay, the access delay, and the LAN delay. So combine all together, so we'll get some time relation. So the access link rate, if we increase the channel rate from 1.4 Mbps to 154 Mbps, what will happen? That means the bandwidth I have increased. Earlier, very low bandwidth. Now we increase the bandwidth wider. That means 100 times 100 Mbps, the rate is increased. So by increasing that, so I can reduce the delay where that the access delay that can be reduced. Hope everyone can understand that. So for this, actually we have to spend some investment on to increasing the 100 Mbps of a data rate connectivity. So finally, to reduce the delay, to increase the speed, the delay has to be reduced. So how to reduce that? This is a one way. But the cost, increase the access link speed. It's not cheap. So what is the alternate solutions? Install the local cache memory, or not, not cache memory, the local cache. It's called a proxy. So LAN utilization. So now if you are having a local web cache, it's called, which I was talking now, proxy. So that proxy server may be retained in our local system. Then web cache is actually so cheap. How to compute the link utilization delay for this? Because every time a person wants to access to the information from the remote location, if all the contents are available from the local cache, then if anybody wants to get the information, all queries will go via through this only. So if already the same information available in local server, so the response will be given back to the system like this. There we can reduce the access time, the delay can be reduced. So everyone can get a feel that yes, is faster, and at the same time here in a bandwidth, the link bandwidth can be reduced. That's the idea. So the summary I will give, the calculating the access link utilization delay. Suppose the cache hit rate is 0.4. Cache hit rate means what? 40% of the load is actually hitting to the cache is 0.4. 40% request satisfied at a cache itself. That's the meaning. So all 100% of the request is not going for the server. 40% of the result is resolved from there itself, locally. Many of the problems we can solve it at our home itself. So we need to go to the next level like that. So 60% of the request satisfied at the origin. And so that's a measure is being used here. Then access link utilization only 60% because it is not, the remaining 40% of the request is not going through a access link. We saved bandwidth. So the data rate to the browser over access link. Already we told 1.5 Mbps. So that is 60% of that only is being used 0.9 Mbps. So utilization also out of 1.54, only 0.9 is going to be used. So only 0.58. This is the utilization factor. The 50 around 60% is being utilized. The total delay also, you see, 0.6 into the delay from origin server. If you do calculation finally, the total delay now 1.2 seconds. Less than with the 154 Mbps link. You just will see what actually is conveyed here. If we establish the 154 Mbps access link, there will be a delay calculation, which already we discussed. There was a calculation in delay. Comparing with that, equivalently, by establishing one local web cache, the delay can be reduced like anything. That's the meaning. So the proxy server has this many advantages. Yeah, so that's all about for today's session. And do you have any doubts here? With this, I will stop for today's session.
So no doubts.
Okay. So I will share the attendance link to all of you. Please hold on.